All right, so tonight we're going to break down a modern ghost story that unfolds on a late-night train. It's a tale where a simple offer of a snack, well, it comes with a terrifying hidden price. Let's board the train and uncover the legend of the Bhelpuri witch.
So, our story kicks off with this really chilling warning. Picture this, you're on a nearly empty train, and suddenly a stranger just shouts this out. It's a cryptic message that immediately tells you something is very, very wrong with this journey.
First up, the Midnight Bhelpuri. This is where we learn the horrifying rules of the game and, sadly, meet the first victim.
So let's zoom in on our passenger, a woman named Gunjan. She's traveling by herself, she's a bit hungry, and like most of us would be, she's pretty skeptical of that weird warning she just heard. All she's thinking about is finding a late-night snack.
Now this haunting isn't just random chaos. Oh no, it's a cold, calculated, four-step ritual. It always starts with a warning that, of course, nobody ever listens to. Then the tempting offer comes from a mysterious, veiled vendor. A hungry passenger gives in, and finally, that's when the witch reveals her terrifying true form to claim her prize.
And this is the terrifying payoff. When Gunjan asks about the price, the witch unveils herself and delivers this absolutely horrifying line. The cost isn't a few rupees, it's her life. And just like that, Gunjan is gone. Another victim claimed by the Bhelpuri witch.
But here's the thing, not everyone on this train is a victim. In our next section, A Couple's Crusade, we get to meet the two people who are trying to fight back against this evil. Meet Pankaj and Radhika. Remember the strangers who shouted that warning at the start? That was them. You see, they aren't just traveling, they're on a mission. Every single night, they ride this haunted train, trying desperately to stop what happened to Gunjan from happening to anyone else. And their struggle is just immense. Their first plan, to just shout warnings, it fails because, people are skeptical. They think they're crazy. So their second plan, to go to the authorities, also hits a brick wall. The station master just dismisses their pleas as a silly ghost story. They are completely on their own.
So, with their first two attempts totally failing, Radhika comes up with a new strategy, and it's far more clever. It's a proactive plan, and it's rooted in some really simple logic. You can't tempt someone who is already full. If she can just get to the passengers first, the witch loses her power.
And this brings us to the ultimate sacrifice, the point where a clever plan escalates into a direct and absolutely fatal confrontation.
Radhika puts her plan right into motion. She cooks up this huge batch of her own bhelpuri, the safe kind, and boards the train early. And she does it. She sells a portion to every single passenger. For just a moment, it looks like this brilliant plan might actually work. But then the witch appears, and her supernatural allure is it's too powerful. Even though he's already eaten, one passenger is still tempted by the offer, drawn in by this strangely compelling presence, like he can't help himself. The second she sees her plan about to fail, Radhika abandons all subtlety and jumps in. She screams this desperate warning, physically putting herself between the witch and her would-be victim, exposing the truth to the entire train car. And in a moment of just pure, unbelievable bravery, Radhika does the unthinkable. She snatches the cursed snack right out of the passenger's hand, drawing all of the witch's focus directly onto herself. And then she seals her own fate. To save a complete stranger, Radhika eats the cursed bhelpuri. She willingly takes the passenger's place, making the ultimate sacrifice. And the witch takes her, just as she had taken all the others before.
Okay, so that leads us to our final act, A New Guardian's Reign, which reveals the devastating aftermath and the story's most unexpected twist.
Pankaj is just devastated, heartbroken by the loss of his wife. But the very next night, he forces himself back onto that train, determined to continue their mission alone. He's expecting the same horrifying routine, but this time, the encounter is going to be unlike any other.
The veiled puri vendor appears, just as she always does, walking directly up to Pankaj. But as she offers him the snack, he recognizes her. It's not the same evil creature. It's his wife, Radhika. She's been transformed into the very thing they fought against.
You see, the haunting hasn't ended. It's transformed. The old witch, she operated on pure malice, and her snack was a deadly trap. But Radhika now operates out of love. Her bhelpuri has become a symbol of safety, a shield to make sure no one else is ever taken again.
Radhika explains it herself.
In her transformation, she found the power to destroy the original evil. She single-handedly turned a horrifying curse into a powerful guardianship, one that will protect the passengers on this route forever.
And that brings us to the final question this whole story leaves us with. I mean, it starts out as a pretty straightforward horror tale, but it ends somewhere else entirely. So is it ultimately a story about a terrifying witch, or is it really a story about the incredible, boundless power of love and sacrifice?